Van D, a dynamic leader with decades of experience building companies and crushing sales. He's been there and done that.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Van D.
Inspiring audiences across the country to do it too. Here's Van.
Well, hello and welcome to the Van Deeb Podcast. Man, I'm glad you're here with me today. You know, the Van Deeb Podcast is a pro-business podcast. Before we do anything, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button so you get these valuable podcasts in your inbox immediately the second they get launched. And there's always information that's going to help you move the needle and go from here to here. And that's what it's all about in business. So a lot of you know my background. I've been in real estate. Matter of fact, this is my 44th year in real estate. And I've had a decorated career because I planned it that way. And when I say that, when I got in real estate 44 years ago, I made a decision. I didn't want to be average. I didn't want to be good. I didn't want to be great. I wanted to be unstoppable. And I share that with you not to impress you, but to impress upon you, we all have the ability to make a decision to be unstoppable. So what does that mean? That means that now that we've made a decision that we want to be great at something, be unstoppable at something, now we got to incorporate the 5 Ds, which I talk about in probably all of my speeches throughout the country and all of my podcasts and my radio show. Drive. Without drive, man, we don't have anything. We got to be driven to be successful. Desire. We have to have a desire to want to be successful and be able to accomplish all these goals. Determination. If you're not determined, what are you going to get done? I mean, think about what determination means. It means you're determined to be a great parent. You're determined to be a great son or daughter. When we get determined for something, it all plays a role in getting to where we want to go. My favorite one, second favorite, is decision. Second favorite is discipline. Decision is actually my first favorite. Discipline. Without discipline, nothing happens. If you don't have self-discipline, this is something you have to create. No one's going to create discipline for you. So you're asking me, give me an example of discipline. So discipline is stepping out of your comfort zone amongst many other things. Discipline is doing something which it becomes a habit. You do this same thing over and over again, where then it becomes a habit, and then eventually it becomes natural to you. So I'll give you a discipline. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you put in your calendar from 9:30 to 10:30, you're going to do nothing but make cold calls. Nothing but get on the phone and start calling people. That's discipline. Discipline is, I have a lot going on. I'm struggling to try to get everything done in one day. Discipline is get up an hour earlier so you're not behind the 8 ball when you get up and go to work that day. Discipline is creating more time. Discipline is eliminating things in your life that don't serve you. Maybe you're going to happy hours. What do you get out of that? And that's something I want to talk to you about in this episode, in this podcast, is there are so many ways that we can create our own discipline, but that's up to you. You have to eliminate things in order to bring more opportunities in. So you're not only producing more opportunities every day by creating a discipline, but you're also eliminating. And one thing I wanted to touch on today is connecting with the right people. Now there is my favorite D, decision. You have to make a decision that you want to connect with the right people. I can't tell you how many times my fellow real estate friends and people in the industry, hey, we're all meeting for happy hour here. Well, the way I look at it is our time is extremely valuable. If I go to this happy hour where there's nothing but real estate agents, how am I going to move my needle forward trying to sell more, trying to build my business? I can't sell any real estate to these people. They're all in the same industry as I am. Do I believe in camaraderie and getting to know people in your industry? Absolutely. But you have to limit your time and connect with the right people. Chapter 16 of one of my books that helps you become better at sales, this happens to be Real Estate Pacific. Chapter 16 is about connecting with the right people. So I made a decision a long time ago. If I'm going to take my valuable time, all of our time is valuable. If I'm going to take my valuable time and go meet with people, I want them to be people that I can do business with. So I used as an example, and you can say lunches, anything that has to do with getting together with people and connecting with people, is use your valuable time to connect with people that you can do business with. Now, if I had a group of people say, hey, we're all meeting for happy hour, we're all meeting for lunch, we're all going to go golfing, we're going to hit golf balls. If there's a mix of people in there and none of them are in real estate, I have an opportunity to get their business and they get a chance to get to know me, and I have an opportunity to capture these people as future clients, or at least have them refer me. So you get my drift. Connecting with the right people. That's what good sales and service people do. We're making a list. You're not just, something that's floating in the sky. Hey, that guy seems like a guy that I want to get to know. That guy seems like, or that woman seems like a person I want to get to know. Make a list. Make a strategic list of people you want to connect with, just like in chapter 16 of this book. Make a list of people that you want to connect with. It's not a race. You don't have to call them all that day and say, hey, let's get together. But gradually, part of the discipline, I'm going to call 5 of these people I want to connect with. I'm going to call 5 on Monday, 5 on Wednesday, and 5 on Friday. This list is continuous. You'll always have this list because you'll always hear about people that you want to connect with. And then you start making phone calls. Can I stop by and see your office and have a cup of coffee? Would you like to meet for lunch? Would you like to go out for coffee? Something that you can do to have a one-on-one to connect with these people. That's so important, is to connect with the right people. That's something I've been doing the majority of my career. When I made that decision, I finally realized a couple decades ago, actually, how important time is. If you're going to take time away from your family, time away from things that are important to you, make sure that you're doing it wisely. And I want to tell you something. I'm going to give you an example. Don't be afraid to call people that maybe you're intimidated by, or maybe they're just so far above you several levels at their career than where you are. That should give you even more reason to want to call them. So 1982, I got in the real estate business. Honestly, it seems like it was yesterday because I love this business. I love speaking, I love coaching, and I love real estate. 1982, I got in business. Well, there was an agent who was like in the top 10 in the United States and happens to be in the same city I was in. I called her up out of the blue. Now, I started making a name for myself. I do want to tell you that. I'm a hard worker, and I started getting my name out there in real estate. So She probably had heard of me at that time. I called up this number one top producer, and I said, can I take you to lunch? Sure. So I set up a lunch date. That was a discipline. I made a call to somebody I wanted to connect with. I took her to lunch. I just wanted to visit with her and see what's so special about this person. Why is she so good at selling real estate? What can I take away from buying her lunch? And I want to tell you something. I left that lunch meeting on fire because I realized this lady has nothing over me except experience, and she made a decision. She made a decision she wanted to be the best in the business, and she was. I left that meeting so excited because I knew that if I made that decision, that I wanted to be the best of the best, now I'm going to start doing things because it's in my mind. And you know what we have to do? We have to throw it out in the universe. Do not be afraid to be driving down the street in the car and saying, I want to be the best in my industry. I want to be number one. I want to do this. Throw it out there and then start using it. I'm going to be number one in my industry. Or maybe number one isn't important to you. Maybe just being super successful. Put it out there in the universe. After that meeting with her, it got, like I said, it got me all jacked up, but I can't just go around, like it's floating around that I want to be great. No, I have to make a strategic plan. How do I do that? I put everything in writing. What do I have to do? I have the drive. I have the desire. I'm definitely determined. But now I have to create the discipline. Discipline is a whole strategic plan to be great. Stepping out of my comfort zone, making cold calls, handwritten notes. I know today they're telling you how valuable they were. Well, 44 years ago, no one told me handwritten notes are valuable. Common sense. I have a PhD in common sense. That's what got me where I am today, because common sense will get you everywhere. Do people like to receive handwritten notes? Yes, it makes them feel important. I write handwritten notes all the time, and I will forever because I know how important it is for the person receiving them to make them feel like they really matter. I like to do things that nobody else is doing. That's how you set yourself apart in the industry. But like I say, in chapter 16 of this particular book, you can see all my books at vandeeb.com, 2-day delivery. And just because I'm in real estate doesn't mean that you can't learn all of the concept, the principles and practices of what I do for a living and incorporate it and implement it into what you do for a living. Don't forget, I'm helping people with the biggest investment of their life. Most people's lives, they'll never have a bigger decision than buying a home or selling a home. So my concept of service and sales will probably work for whatever business you're in. And I'll tell you something, if you're in real estate, and even if you're not, I have a masterclass that will make you a rock star. Let me repeat that. I have a masterclass that I put a lot of time in creating that will make you a rock star. It's www.realestatemasteclass.online. realestatemasteclass.online. Those modules, which you can, once you buy the course, you have it forever. I guarantee you, even though it's real estate specific, you will find things in this course that will make you successful. realestatemasteclass.online. But I really want you to know all of my teachings, my masterclass, my books, my podcasts, it's all one theme. If you want something bad enough, you can do it. If you want something bad enough, you will create a strategic plan to make it happen. Don't ever think that God said, you're going to be successful. You're going to be successful. You're not. You're not going to be successful. I believe that we were all created equal. If somebody's doing better than you are at your career, chances are they made a decision to be better at their career. I can tell you in real estate, the top real estate agents that I know, and I speak to realtors across the country, the top realtors that I know all have one common theme, and it's simple. They made a decision. I want to be great. I don't want to be good. Definitely don't want to be average. Man, I want to be great. I want to be unstoppable. I happen to pick a career that there's no ceiling. What do I mean by that? I can make as much as I want based on how hard I work. And like in any career, if you master the four-letter word, W-O-R-K, you will be unstoppable. Let me just recap this. Drive, desire, determination, discipline, and making a decision to be great will get you to where you want to go. And I want to tell you something. This masterclass, you watch these modules, you're going to be on fire. You're going to be so excited. realestatemasters.online. And chapter 16 of this particular book, connect with the right people. Your time is valuable. Do not waste your time doing things that don't serve you, that don't contribute to your success. If you're a father and you're a husband, or you're a wife and you're a parent, you got people depending on you. Make sure what you're doing is benefiting not just to you, but to all the people that love you and care about you. Let me just tell you something. You have the ability. You know you have the ability. So guess what else you have? If you have the ability, you have the responsibility. It's a fact. If you know you're capable of doing something, maybe with a little more education or whatever you have to do to get there, but you know you have the ability to be something special, you have the responsibility to do it because people are depending on you. Even people that have left us on this earth are watching you, and they're depending on you to live out your dream and be successful. You have the ability to be anything you want to be. I always like to let my audiences know I'm a nobody. And I'm not saying that being negative, because I'm a real positive person and I don't throw negative stuff out there. I made a decision 44 years ago. I wanted to be somebody at 23 years old. If you make that decision at any age, I don't care how old you are. Colonel Sanders didn't develop Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was 60. So I don't care what age you are, you can always make a decision to be what you've always wanted to be. So I want to thank you today for watching the Van Deeb Podcast. Please subscribe. Sometimes I have guests on that you'll really enjoy, but I'd love it if you subscribe to this so it gets in your inbox and you get me a couple times a month with new content. vandeeb.com, you can find my books. If you want to be a rock star in real estate or whatever your sales career is, realestatemasters.online. And I want to thank you today for watching the Van Deeb Podcast. I hope you got some takeaways. But whatever you have gotten from this today, remember one thing. You can do it if you want it bad enough. You make that decision that you want to be really good at your career, you're going to do it. If you want to talk to me, email me, van@vandeeb.com. I'll help you get to where you want to go. You feel free to reach out to me anytime. Once again, subscribe. Thanks for watching the Van Deeb Podcast.